Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel, greg.thunderwizard.com, if you'd like a Thunder Astrology reading or a 9-world rune reading. And today I'm going to be talking about the fixed signs in Thunder, well, in Vedic astrology. Thunder astrology is the readings that I offer. And so I'm going to be talking about the fixed signs. And I got my whole little graph here. I've been making videos about the earth signs, water signs, air signs, fire signs, showing their original house placements within the chart here. These are the 12 houses, and now I'm going for the different qualities, the other qualities, which are the fixed, movable, and mutable. So I'm going to be starting with the fixed signs, and those are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And if you'll notice, they're 4 houses apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And so the fixed signs really represent stability in their thoughts, in their beliefs, their opinions, their judgments, and they're very consistent in whatever they think or their actions that they take, their behaviors. Of course, that comes with some good and bad qualities. That can be good, it can be bad. Every element sign has its good and bad qualities. Everybody could fall into them from time to time. We're always trying not to. We don't want to do that. But let's talk about this first one, Taurus. Taurus, the fixed sign, and it's an earth sign. So this is a very, very, very stable in their qualities, their beliefs, their actions, because earth is already represents stability in and of itself. And the Tauruses, when they get very fixed, this is like let's talk about the negative qualities. When they get too off balance, like an extreme example will be like somebody who's like a hoarder. Somebody, because their Taurus represents the second house, they're all about gaining materialistic stuff. They like the physical security of owning things, and they like the security of being in a relationship. And then second is their feelings, but they really value a lot of things. They're under the rule of Venus, so they love, possessions, luxurious things, all that kind of stuff. So this could be like when they get extremely negative, it can be somebody that's holding on to all kinds of stuff and just can't let it go. When they're really stable, they're very, they see the world very clearly, and they know how to manage their money too. This is a management too. It's all about money. This second house, so they can be really good with managing their money, being consistent in their beliefs. Very very stable in true spiritual beliefs. When they're being under the sign of Venus. When in love, when they get off balance, they can be very vindictive, bitter. They could get into that those states of mind of all women just want your money, or guys are they're just out for one thing. That's when they get off balance. When they're really on balance, they know that they attract whatever comes into their life, and they know how to attract what's really beneficial for them and healthy. So that is Taurus in the second house. Then we're going to go over to Leo. Leo is original houses in the fifth house. Original houses in the fifth house, and they're fire. They're a fire sign, and they're a fixed sign. So Leo, is ruled by the sun. It represents the king. Authority. The sun is the only shining light in our solar system. It represents being the center of attention, wanting that recognition. When Leos can get off balance, they're really bad. They abuse the powers of authority. We can look at Hitler. Hitler's a good example. Someone who's really abusing their powers. A tyrant. Someone who's doing all of that bad stuff. Being a leadership quality. In love too. Tearing down someone's self-esteem so they could stay with them. This is where they can get off balance. When they're really on balance, these people really represent a true spiritual teacher. The fifth house is teaching too, represents education, represents children too, so these can be really good fathers and mothers. The Thunder Wizard, he's a Leo. He really represents the true spiritual teacher. He's got his beliefs are in line with the universe, and he really knows how to express them, and he expresses them with that fire, when he has to. So that's what happens with Leo when they're very fixed, negative and positively. And then we go over to Scorpio. Scorpio's original house is in the 8th, and Scorpio is water, fixed. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So the 8th house is all about the ups and downs, And since we're talking water, water represents the emotions. Scorpios they're the most known as the most intense of the signs because that water, they got water and they got Mars warrior energy. Mars is it brings its malefic qualities wherever it is. It always does. It's just its nature, which is anger, conflict, confrontation, war. So these people's emotions can get really hectic and off balance. Basically when they're talking about fixed signs, they won't see things clearly. They'll be seriously angry and they don't want to hear it from nobody. They know what's up and they're sticking with whatever's on their mind, and they're pissed off. They can really get angry and be blind to reality. They can also get very passionately angry about justice. When they're really on balance. These can be really good people who inspire people to really get up and, stand up for their rights, good politicians. But really what they're really good at is, because this 8th house is represents the occult, life and death, the mysteries of life. They can be really good occultists, spiritual teachers, astrologers, psychics. These people always want to understand the mysteries. They want to know about the dark and the light. They can be interested in conspiracy theories. They want to know what's up with the world and the mysteries. They want to know what's going on within themselves, deep down inside too. And as well as getting to knowing other people, they want to know inside. So when they're really on balance, they got that superb clarity of reading energy, knowing who people are. Having their intuition is really on fire. So then we go over to Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, and it's a fixed under the rule of Saturn. Original home is in the 11th house. So Aquarians are all about this 11th house, which is network circles, socializing with friends, gaining a lot of business partners. Aquarians being under the rule of Saturn, it's an outward expression of Saturn. They're all about bringing the world together. And they're very good with business. They bring a lot of people together. They know how to gather the right business people to run a company. They can be good entrepreneurs, good leaders, and when they're really in their positive light, that fixed energy, they're really all about they represent the law of Saturn, which is really abiding by the laws of the universe. And some of those human laws are really good too. You don't want to be stealing. You don't want to be ripping people off. So they can be really good at that. They can be very good judges of character. They see what's really going on within somebody. Saturn is the judge, represents the judge. Saturn is the administrator of the rules, the regulations of the world. So when they uphold that and they see the world, the universe in a clear light, that fixed element is really good. And especially since they're an air sign, they're constantly stimulated with ideas. So that can really take them really far. It's a good qualities right there. When they're off balance, then they're taking advantage of people. In business, they're taking advantage of friends. In business, they can be skimming the money, ripping people off. Maybe even people in their own company don't even know about it, but they're pocketing money, or they're just that kind of stuff. Bad business deals. If they get into that negative aspect of Saturn, it represents fear, so they can get worried about, I don't have enough money, so I got to rip people off. And what I'm doing is right, and that's it. I got to be that way. So that's what happens with them when they get off balance. And that's it. So there's 4 fixed signs, and if you notice, they got every fixed sign has one element, a different element. Taurus, earth, fixed. Leo, fire. Scorpio, water. And Aquarius, air. So each of the fixed qualities has a different element and in its way of expression. And that's all I wanted to talk about in this one. and I'll be doing the movable signs and the mutable signs as well. And each one of them will be in a different video. So if you are interested in getting a Thunder astrology reading, go to greg.thunderwizard.com, or a 9-world rune reading. Same place, same deal. And I'm still offering 25% off of each one of those. And yeah, the Thunder astrology reading is a very powerful one. It really gets to know the astrological universal energies, the planet energies that are going in, that are coming through you, coming out you. You know, if you're not connected to astrology and you really start getting into it and you read about your sign, especially Vedic astrology, and you read about it and you can't relate to it, but you start really going into some meditation or taking some of those actions that the planets in your houses say, you'll start feeling some kind of a balancing, equilibrium going on in your life. And pretty soon you'll realize that whole chart really does represent who you really are on a deep down level. You know, it shows who you really are. You know, sometimes, most of the time, we're not raised to really know who we really are. But that Thunder astrology reading can really help you out. And it shows the planets that are vibrating on your three selves: the higher self, the lower self, and the middle self. Those planets are good to become aware of. You know, I got Sun, and my lower self is Mars, and the middle is Rahu. So I got those, and I'm constantly getting to know those planets within me. And yeah, it really helps you out. You know, so yeah, if anybody's interested, just go to that greg.thunderwizard.com, and talk to you guys later. Peace.